Frugal friends, wagwan, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Frugality is Life. Thank you so much for being here. So today I want to welcome everyone who is joining from the Financial Hub, and I want to welcome everyone as usual. Thank you so much for being here. So today we are working on the Financial Goals Hub. Now this is a hub that was created by Donna by Creativity, Budget with Mama Bear, Jeanette's Journey, and She Persisted Budgeting and Saving. This is, I believe, this is the second year we're doing the Financial Hub. This is the second year, if I'm right. And this hub was created to, similarly to the other hub, to go from channel to channel, and just listen and watch people talk about their goals and how they achieve their goals they haven't achieved, but how they're working towards achieving those goals. So it is meant to help each and every one learn from each other, also cheer each other on. And I'm so grateful to these four ladies for creating this for us as a community, and just encouraging us to stay true to our goals, to focus on our goals, and to continue to track our goals, because goals that we set sometimes at the beginning of the year, sometimes you get to the end of the year and you haven't even remembered or gone back once to look at those goals, to track those goals. How are you doing? Something, you forget about those goals, right? So in order to stay focused on your goals, this Financial Hub is helping us to remind us to do so, right? So it is going to go for the entire year, but this is the first quarter that we are going to be focused on in this video, and all the other channels that have gone before me and will go after me. So there are a lot of resources here, but I want to show you guys the Financial Hub calendar. So this is a list of channels that are going to be participating, are not going to be, but are participating in the Financial Goals Hub. So on the 1st of April, Donna by Creativity went. Jeanette Journeys went on Thursday the 2nd. On the 3rd, Leela Budgets went. On the 6th, Budget with Mama Bear. 7th, Steph on a Budget. 8, Jen finally saves. 9, Save with Judy. Craft and Budgeting with On went on the 10th. Now, I am recording my video on the 12th, and I'm going to go on the 17th. I have to record my video now, pre-record it, because I'm going to have a busy work week, and I don't want to not have a chance to do it. So I haven't had a chance yet to watch the ladies this week, so when I'm working on this video. So but on the 13th, you can check out She Persisted Budgeting and Saving if you have not yet, because you're watching this video on the 17th, right? So on the 14th, Dragonfly Saves. On the 15th, Cash Budget Tiree. On the 16th, Canadian Finance Journey. Myself going today, Frugality Is Life. On the 20th will be Lisa Grateful Me. 21st, The Queen's Budget. 22nd, Budgeting with Kim. 23rd, Saving the Bacon. 24th, Audits Budgeting Life. 27th, Little Green Cottage. 28th, Jeanette and Lisa. And 29th, Donna and Steph. So please check out all these channels, all these ladies, and just leave them something encouraging below in their videos. And I hope that their videos will inspire you, and there will be something that you can take away from all these ladies, all these channels, right? Because we budget differently, we have different goals, and the way we work towards them are different. So it's good to watch everyone and be able to pick up a little bit here and there from each one. All right, so there is a ton of resources here are created by these ladies. Of course, we are working toward financial freedom, and these are all created. So welcome, beautiful village. We are so excited to have you here. This month, you are part of something special, a collective journey where we come together not just as viewers, but as a community, a village united in one purpose: to grow, to learn, and to step boldly into our financial futures. And again, as I mentioned, the hosts are Donna by Creativity, Jeanette's Journey, Budget with Mama Bear, and She Persisted Budgeting and Saving. Now, all these can be found as you watch each channel. They're going to give you some resources. I will link my piece of resource below, but you have to watch each channel and they will give you additional. So this is a 40-page document, and trust me guys, this is definitely an important pack that these ladies are put together. It is powerful. I was just spinning through the pages and I want to sit and just fill this out in its entirety. So some of the pages I have not filled out yet, because one, I want you to go and watch these ladies and get all the pieces and put them together. But two, I want to be able to reflect on these questions, because these are very thought-provoking questions that I think sometimes we don't even think about, because we do things sometimes as humans, we do things in a way where it's familiar sometimes, and it's difficult for us to kind of think out of the box unless we are forced to do so sometimes, or unless we're motivated to do so. So I think this 40-page financial, this is like a diary to me, right? And so I want to thank these ladies for putting this together. Donna, Jeanette, Steph, and Lisa, thank you so much for putting this together. When I was spinning the pages to this, I was like in awe. Number one, the amount of pages, because this is 40 pages, that you ladies took the time to put this together for us as a community. But number two, the questions that are in here, I'm telling you, chef's kiss, and it's something for us to sit and reflect on. So I encourage each and everyone watching this video today, or whenever you're watching this video, please watch these ladies and collect each piece of this resource right here, because it is a really important like financial diary to put together. I'm just gonna call it a financial diary, because it's just a lot of resources that I know will help you guys. All right, so let's go into it. So this is a message and I absolutely love it. Please go and collect this information. These are the channels. This is my piece of resource that I'm going to link below. You can check in my Google Drive. It is going to be saved as Financial Hub, and then my name, well, my channel name, Frugality Is Life. And it says, what is one financial habit I know I need to change? And before I even go into my quarter, how it went and all things, I'm going to answer this question, because I find, for me, I can be so super focused on my goals, my financial goals, that sometimes my personal goals, I am less focused. So you're gonna see how focused I was financially in Q1, but my second part of my goal, my personal goals, suffered a little bit. So in my other videos I talked about, going to the doctor, doing my blood work, and getting my different things done, and that I like to do the first quarter of the year. Every year I try to do all those things. I try to book my dentist appointments. I try to get my blood work done. I try to do my well, this is the first year I did a mammogram. So I did a mammogram, and then I try to do like all the things, for health, because, they always say your health is your wealth. But I was feeling sluggish. I was feeling all this, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to power through all the things. So until I finally got the nerve, I wasn't feeling well, and I said, let me just go and do my blood work. Then I realized I have very low iron. So I'm iron deficient and I'm vitamin D deficient. And because of that, I have been feeling very tired, like out of breath, all these things. But I was so focused on my financial goals that I was pushing this aside until I finally couldn't anymore. And I said, let me just go to the doctor and see what's going on with me. So that's me. Sometimes I can be laser focused on my financial goals that I put other things, to the wayside. And my financial habit that I know I need to change is I need balance, right? Like financially, I need to balance. I can't be so, laser focused on financially that everything else falls by the wayside. So it's like a two-pronged answer. Financial habits, I have developed really good ones, almost too good, because then I become a little bit laser focused and like everything else falls by the wayside. So that's something I need to change. I need to create more balance. So this can be found in this page, can be found in my Google Drive, as I mentioned. So there are so many different resources. As I said, it's like 40 pages. I'm not gonna show you guys all the pages because I want you to go and check out the channels, but I'm gonna just give you a couple more of the questions. It says, what did I learn about money growing up? Is it serving me today? right? So very thought-provoking questions. Do I approach my finances with fear or with curiosity? So these are just a couple of the questions that are in this pack for you to sit and reflect upon. Again, it's a 40 pages, okay? So let me, before I go too far into this, let me just go in and talk about some of the resources that we have. So this is a couple pages that we got from Donna and the ladies like Donna, Jeanette, Lisa, and Steph. It says the village speaks. What signals did you receive? So these are a couple pages for you to write down notes once while you're listening to everyone's journey, to pick up what resonates with you most from their journey. And I've gone through and I've done this for everyone I've watched so far, and I really enjoy listening and learning, because I'm learning as I'm listening to each and every channel that goes. And then there's another section that says everyone is giving you guys some quotes. So it says the power of prosperity comes to life with 10 channels, one message. So the one message is we are giving you some motivational quotes to help you, along the way, right? So I've been writing down everyone's quotes as I get them as well, right? So that is that. So I'm going to give you my quote, and then I'm going to get into, actually I'm going to give you my quotes at the end, but let's get into my goals. So for this year, my approach on a yearly basis is to figure out what I want to save for the year. So I'm going to talk about financial goals first, because as I said, this year I focus. So far, in Q1, I've really focused on financial goals mainly. And so for this year, and usually every year, I come up with a number, what I want to save for the year. Now, sometimes this includes my household total. Sometimes this is just my total. So this is my household total, really, like what we want to save for the year. So this year, the goal is to save 35K and above, right? And that's the goal. How did I come to this number? And I've shown this a couple times. Usually what I do is I go, okay, I look at how we get paid. So I said, this is our goal, save $35,000 plus minimum. So 35,000 is minimum for the year. So myself and my husband get paid twice per month. So I said the paychecks per month will be 24, right? So 24 paychecks each for each of us per month. And then I said, what is the total that we want to save, right? So total we want to save 35,000. I divided by 24 paychecks. To be honest, because this is sometimes myself and my husband, I do it by 48, but sometimes I try to do it by just 24 to see, okay, if something happens and it's just one person paycheck, can I get to this 35,000 goal? So to be honest with you, this 35,000 is right now based on just whatever we can get for 24 paychecks, right? So really sort of one person, sort of not one person, right? Because there's sometimes when, like, my husband maybe can't put money towards savings because he's working on other projects, because we each have other projects back home that we work on. And this year my husband is working on a project back home, so there's times that he may not be able to contribute to this bottom line totals, right? So anyways, so I just divide by 24. So with each paycheck, 1460 needs to be saved in order to get to this 35,000 goal. So however we need to pivot, however we need to make it work, we need to ensure that $1,460 get put towards savings, right? So regardless if it's one paycheck doing the saving or if it's two paychecks doing the savings, like 1460 is the minimum that needs to be saved per paycheck in order to get us to 35,000 for the year, right? So that's how I break it down. So just so you guys know, so that's how I decide to, and then I track how what I get to put to where, right? So that's usually how I break it down. So the SMART goal method asks you to be specific, make sure your goal is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and there's a time frame. So some specifics I want to save 35,000 in 2026. How am I going to measure it? Quarterly check-ins like this one. Is it attainable? I said calculating and breaking down the goal into smaller amounts based on the bi-weekly paychecks. That's how I know it's attainable, right? Because I've done the math. Is it relevant? Yes, because financial stability gets me closer to my goals, right? To my overall goal. And then the time frame, I said by December 31st, I want to get to this. All right. So the other thing is at the beginning of the year, we all, or most of us, come up with a word for the year or words for the year. My words for the year is abundance, blessings, and growth. Abundance, and I'm going to get into abundance later, so I'm not going to go too much into that. But you guys know, I absolutely love that word abundance. I'm going to get into that later. Blessings, this means me blessing others and myself getting blessings, right? Growth mean personal, professional growth, right? So I am claiming abundance, blessings, and a lot of growth in 2026. And you're going to see how some of those have already started coming through. All right, let's get into goals. So I created this map. Usually I create this map because I like to bucket my goals. So I have some goals for my house and my home ownership because end of 2024, my husband and I purchased a house. That's the reason I started my channel, was to save towards that. And then I have another bucket that says saving and investment, another bucket that says YouTube, Etsy, another bucket that says vacation, and then personal, right? So my house home / goals for 2026 is to add $1,300 to a property tax, to save $2,000 towards a home contingency fund, to do 2 extra mortgage payments this year, to add $500 to upgrades, to paint or main floor of the house, and to do the kitchen backsplash. So there's no backsplash in the kitchen because this is like a builder grade home, and so the owners before us did not do that. So that's a goal of ours this year. Saving and investment, I want to add $2,400 in a month ahead. I want to invest $15,000 was the goal I started with this year for investments, but the way the market is, I don't believe I'm going to get to $15,000. I am going to do a portion of that, but it's not going to be as much. I wanted to save $15,000, so I wanted to do 50-50 with the amount we are overall saving this year, 50 going into investments and 50% going into saving. But I don't think it's going to be that amount this year. And I also wanted to save $2,000 for vehicle. YouTube and Etsy. Etsy, I want to clear out my binders. So I had invested last year into some binder inventory, both A5 and A6. So my goal is to clear that out and go back into full digital mode, because I find I don't really have a lot of time to go back and forth to the post office to ship things. Also with tariffs and all the things that comes, it's sometimes it's not beneficial for me with physical items. So I want to clear those out. So if you are looking for any binders A6, A5, please check my Etsy shop, and I make sure to pay all or as much as of the duties and tariffs and everything before it gets to you. So far I have not shipped any binders to the US that I was told that people paid additional tariffs or fees, because I try to pay that ahead. So whatever the cost you see on my Etsy shop, that's all the cost that's there's going to be, because I try to get ahead and pay everything. No, if additional charges are added afterwards, like outside of what I can see is going to be those duties or tariffs, I can't foresee that, but I try to pay what I can see. There's a system created here where you can look and see and estimate what those tariffs and fees are going to be. So I use that database to do so, and then I make sure to pay that upfront. So whatever you see on Etsy is usually the total so far, right? Hopefully it stays that way, but again, I some of the things are out of my control when it gets to customs. But so far, since I've been shipping last year, no one has informed me that they paid out of pocket any additional cost when the binders get there. So I try to estimate and pay that amount. So if you're interested in any binder inventory, please check my Etsy shop. I only have a few A5 and A6 left. I would love to clear that out before the end of the year. All right, and I wanted to create more digital saving challenges. I actually had a launch last week. when you're seeing this video, of a couple more digital saving challenges on my Etsy shop. I try to create things with meaning and things that are fun. So I don't usually add a lot to my Etsy shop often. I rarely add things. So when I add things, I want to make sure it's something I love and like I think people are gonna like as well. So please check those out. All right, YouTube, I want to get to 3K subscribers by the end of 2026. We are at 2,600, I believe, at recording this video. So if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Help me get there. I would absolutely love that. Vacation. So I want to save $5,000 for vacation number 1 for Q4 this year. And I want to save $1,000 towards my Ghana trip for 2027. We went to Kenya last year and it was an absolute blast. So I want to save and go to Ghana next year. Okay. Personal goals. I want to complete all my regular checkups, which I've already done. I only have my dentist visits left. And I want to start walking 30 minutes every single day outside. So far, I walk an hour 2 days a week only. So I want to make sure I'm consistent and spread it over the other days. And that's the days I go into my office. I usually walk a lot. But the days when I'm home, which is 3 out of 5 days, I don't walk a lot. So I need to make sure I go out and walk for 30 minutes those days that I'm home. And then I want to improve my eating habits. I have to. Like, I've done my blood work. I see what I need to do. I need to get it done and I need to start now. So those are my goals, my overall 2026 goals. Now let's go into quarters. So quarter 1, January to March. I'm not going to go into each individual one because it's pretty much the same. Wanted to contribute $500 towards my extra mortgage payments. Because the goal is to make 2 extra mortgage payments. I've already made $715 towards the first mortgage payment because I completed a large saving challenge. So I already made that payment out of the first extra mortgage payment. So each mortgage payment is about $3,000. I pay a little less than that in mortgage, but I just rounded up to $3,000, so it's more towards that principal amount. So these extra mortgage payments are going directly to the principal. I am only going to do this for the first few years of my mortgage because I don't believe my house that I'm in is my forever home. So my goal is not to pay my full mortgage down. It's to pay a lot of it in the first few years that I have it, to pay it down, but not to pay off the full mortgage, because my goal, I don't believe this is our, like, gonna be our, this is not our dream home. This is not our forever home. So the goal is just to pay down as much as the mortgage that we can in the first few years, but that's it. Like, we don't plan to pay off our mortgage. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. No, would it happen? Can things change? Absolutely. It's not set in stone, but right now the goal is in our first 5 years to pay as much as we can towards it, and then we'll see where it goes. But we never know what the future holds, but that's the goal for now for us, for the first 5 years, to pay as much as we can and then kind of see where it goes, but not to pay the whole thing off, at least for now, but things can change. And then to pay $100 each month towards property tax. So next year we can pay it in full, one payment. And then I am working on a 16K saving challenge binder with a lot of different creators saving challenge, and the goal is to continue to put I put into that saving challenge, I put $13.50 every month, and so the goal is to continue to that so we can complete that by the end of the year. So that's kind of my Q1 goals, and I have been doing well. So all of those actually I can tick because we've done all of these. So all of these are actually done, and the $715 was put towards the mortgage, so that is actually done. In Q2, goal is to track my bills and expenses in order to call those companies and reduce them. I've already started that process. Continue to save the same amounts that I have been saving to put towards my property tax, to put towards my extra mortgage payments, and then to increase my retirement savings. Overall, my company did come out with an option to match contributions up to a certain percentage. So the goal is to max out what they're offering. So that is my goal. And then I want to get a couple quotes for painting or lower level and to put in the backsplash. So, and then in June to get those done. So that is kind of my goal. So I'm saving towards those right now. So those are actually the goal, right? And just to continue to plow away at that 16K saving challenge. So that's it. Let's get into some personal goals, and I'm going to make this fast. So personal goals is to prioritize my mental health and say no, because I have been trying to do that a lot. Continue to learn new skills. Start attending attend all my medical appointments, which I have so far. And in January, my goal was to get a new job or to get promoted within my current company. I did get a promotion and I did get an increase, so that is good. Just because there has been a lot of organizational structure type changes in my company, and it is what it is right now. It works right now, but we will see how long it's going, because it has become a lot. So we'll see what God has in store. My journey, everything I do, I try to put God first, so He leads the way, right? And I'm merely a human, so I can't be in control, so I leave it up to God. So He's in control of everything, and I ask that He goes before me and direct my path in everything I do. So He knows the future, and only He does, and so I trust Him holistically. I trust Him to just continue to pave my future, right? My goal also is to start reading the Bible 30 minutes a day. There's some days I fall off, but to continue to do so, and just to continue to gather the documents about my taxes out with my Q1, and to say only yes to to a manageable workload at work. And that's been difficult because it has been hard to manage. Q2, again, the walk 30 minutes a day is on there. I need to get it done. And then start planning and deciding what I want to do on my birthday in June, because it's going to be in Q2. Find my income tax, I did. And just to continue to work towards, physical health and planning for my birthday and all the things. So that's my Q2 goal. So that's where I have personally so far to do. And yeah, let me see what else is here. So please make sure you go to all the channels and pick up all the things, all the resources for you. These, as I said, I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna reflect and I'm gonna fill these out. There's also a envelope that's provided, so if you want to save for each channel that you watch, that is also a piece of resource that has been provided. So let's get into my quotes before I forget. I think I have told you guys everything. Oh, and also for Q1, I wanted to show you guys, so my goal for the year is to save that 35K. For Q1 in my savings, I forgot to say that. Let me just go to that page here. For Q1, I did save. This is I went through all my binders and checked everything that I've sent to the bank digitally as well, because I'm a hybrid cash stuffer. So I do cash stuffing, but I also do digital saving and investing. So in total, I did save about $15,000 in Q1. So I am well on the way towards that 35K goal, and I'm so excited. But Q2 and Q3 is going to be a little bit more spendy as the weather gets better, and as I do those, my husband and I do get those work done on our house, the painting, and we want to also do some carpet cleaning and the backsplash. So it's going to be a little bit spendy, so we'll see how we keep on track. But so far so good. We have been able to save 15K in Q1. So excited about that. If you want to hear more about that, I think I had a video when I went through all my banners and coded up everything that's in it. So if you're interested in that. So let's jump to my motivational quotes. So I actually have two. They're going to be long. If you want to write one, that's okay. If you just want to listen to the other. But the first one I have for you guys is, don't waste your time on jealousy or comparison. Sometimes you will feel like you are ahead. Other times you will feel like you are behind. But make sure the benchmark to determine either is yourself. So pretty much this goes with, don't compare yourself to other people, because your journey is yours and yours alone. So that quote, let me repeat it again. Don't waste your time on jealousy or comparison. Sometimes you will feel like you are ahead. Other times you will feel like you are behind. Make sure the benchmark to determine either is yourself. pretty much the goals that you've set for yourself, right? But don't benchmark it against other people. So that's number one. Number two, abundance should not just be a financial aspiration, but we should seek abundance in all aspects of our lives. Abundance equals a fulfilled life. Living a full life should be the goal. So whether that is enjoying the company of your loved ones, spending time with the people you love, traveling if that's something that you want to do, just living life to the fullest. Like, make sure that you are seeking abundance, not just in your finances, but in every aspects of your life. Because you know what, spending time with loved ones, that's something when they're gone, you cannot get back. So once your loved ones are alive, love on them, spend time with them, because that doesn't last forever. So that is my second quote. So let me just repeat it. Abundance should not just be a financial aspiration, but we should seek abundance in all aspects of our lives. Abundance equals a fulfilled life. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to check out the other channels. And until next time, keep budgeting, stay frugal, and walk good. Bye.